so let's try one more of these synthetic division ones. I notice this time it is missing an x. And I also wanted to make sure we know what c was. My problem was divided x plus 2, so remember c has the opposite sign. C is going to be negative 2. Oh, it took it away. Let me fix that again. So here's how it would set up. I would start with 5x to the third. There's not an x squared, so 0 would go there. Then I'd have my 6 and my 8. The c value is negative 2. Make sure you see where all of those digits came from. I bring down my first one, and then I multiply and add, and multiply and add, and multiply and add. So this would give me a negative 10 in this position. Add those up. 0 plus negative 10 is negative 10. Negative 2 times negative 10 gives me 20. Add those up. Negative 2 times 26 gives me a negative 52. I think that gives me a negative 44. Now, if you'll notice in the beginning problem, my function had an x to the third. That means my answer is going to be x to the second. So this would be 5x to the second minus 10x plus 26 with no x's, and the number on the back is the remainder. And that's how it would look. Now you'll see, what's the purpose of this synthetic division? Well, we're going to use it in great detail in the end of this section and in the next section. For this problem, I ask you to solve this equation. Now we've solved equations like this before, but they've always worked by grouping. This one no longer works by grouping. I can try it, but there's nothing in common. So if it no longer works by grouping, you're going to break it into steps. It's actually really easy. You're going to use synthetic division, you're going to factor, and you're going to solve. Now the first part's a little tricky. I'm going to use synthetic division, so let's just go ahead and look through there. I have a 2x to the third, a negative 9, a 7, and a 6. There are no missing x powers. My c value is 2. And you'll say, wait a minute, you've been telling us every time to change the value of c. And that's, yes, I have. But here's the difference. If you'll notice this particular value right here, I give you the number straight up. If I give you that number straight up, you're going to use that number straight up. Use 2 as your c. In the previous slides, what you notice, I gave you the number with an x with it, whether it was x minus 4 or x plus 3 or something like that. Then you change the sign. But if I give you the number straight up, you just want to use it straight up like it says. Okay, so we're going to use synthetic division with the number 2. Bring down the 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Add those up. 2 times negative 5 is a negative 10. Add those up. And 2 times negative 3 is a negative 6. Add those up. Now you had to get a 0 here for this problem because it tells you 2 is a 0. So since 2 is a 0, that means you're going to get a 0 in the remainder's place. Remember, this problem started with x cubed. That means that this part right here begins with x squared. So that would be 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Now remember, I'm setting this equal to 0, and I'm going to solve it out. I'm going to factor mine by trial and error, but you may also want to use bottoms up if you prefer. My factors of 2x squared are going to be 2x and x. The factors of 3 that I'm going to use are 1 and 3. This would give me 6, so I need that to be negative, and this one positive. Now for those of you using bottoms up, you would bring the 2 to the back, and that would give you x squared minus 5x minus 6, and then you could factor it using the bottoms up method. Setting 2x plus 1 equal to 0 and setting x minus 3 equal to 0 would give me these values. So it told me that 2 was a 0, but negative 1/2 and 3 are also zeros, and that's how it would work. Now you'll see a lot of this particular type of problem in the next section as well.